Hello and welcome. I'm Ijoma Onyaso. Tonight, the bloodbath continues in the northern part of the country as 25 people are killed in Zaria, Kaduna State. Nigerian Army honors its fallen heroes in Maiduguri, Borno State, frees 182 suspected Boko Haram detainees. The Ministry of Defense and governors of some northern states brainstorm on ways to tackle interstate raids by armed bandits. And Eurozone finance ministers say no new bailout deal with Greece as leaders meet for a crucial summit in Brussels.
Tonight, Nigeria's Accountant General says 344.99 billion naira distributed at the FAAC meeting was not withdrawn from the country's excess crude account.
While on sports news, the Athletics Federation of Nigeria, the AFN, invites 50 athletes to camp for the All-Africa Games holding in Congo, Brazil.
At least 25 people have died and 32 others injured after a bomb blast hit the Sabongari local government secretariat in Zaria, Kaduna State. The bomb went off as workers converged for the ongoing verification of civil servants in the state and also to welcome the new interim chairman of the local government. Eyewitness accounts say that all the casualties are civil servants working at the local government secretariat located in Dogarawa area and those who came for the ongoing staff verification exercise. The Chief Security Officer of the local government, Aliu Koto, told our Kaduna State correspondent that a woman sneaked into the venue of the screening exercise and detonated the device that shook the entire building. Red Cross officials as well as security agencies have evacuated the dead bodies, while the 32 injured persons have been taken to the Ahmadu Bello University Teaching Hospital, Zaria, and other hospitals in the city for treatment. The Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, told Channels Television that intelligence gathering is crucial at this point in time. And still reeling from the bomb blast that hit the ancient city of Kano, the Deputy Governor, Hafiz Abubakar, is calling for concerted efforts towards ending the insurgency in the country. He told Channels Television that the state government has been carrying out security awareness programs to educate the residents.
This is the remain of Dengue Jummah Mosque after yesterday's late evening attack. The police say that the female bomber, disguised as one of the female worshippers who usually come to pray during fasting. The suicide bomber blew herself after she was denied entry into the mosque.
Which obviously we visited in the hospital now, about 11 of them. The suicide bomber died on the spot. We have some people that recorded some bombs. 4 of our police officers obviously have some minor injuries. They were discharged yesterday. I think so far, like you have had, we've conducted a thorough investigation into the incident.
According to a security guard attached to the mosque, a Toyota Hilux dropped the lady in question at about 9:30 p.m. when people were just about coming out from the mosque.
She came back and hid around this roundabout area where the scene happened.
At the hospital, victims who are receiving treatment from various injuries sustained during the attack say it happened so fast. Meanwhile, Kano State Deputy Governor Professor Hafizu Abubakar, during a visit to the Murtala Mohammed Specialist Hospital, condemned the attack and assured the state government's commitment in ensuring the safety of its citizens.
We have to also seize this important occasion to thank our security agencies in Kano State who have been trying their best to address this very, very challenging situation under very difficult circumstances.
Mr. Hafiz further directed a free medical treatment for all the victims.
In the meantime, the fight against the Boko Haram insurgency seems to have taken a more fervent dimension since President Muhammadu Buhari took office over a month ago. The president, before and during election campaigns, had promised to take the fight on insurgency more seriously, and since he took office, some of his activities appear to be geared towards that. In this next report, our correspondent Sheung Okimbaloye takes a look at the president and his party's agenda in this regard.
We have to go through intelligence reports, and again we have to get the president of the neighboring countries to make sure Boko Haram is denied the facility to move around and to train and to bring weapons into this country.
That was before he became the candidate of the APC. He appears to have clarity on just how he could tackle the Boko Haram insurgency. During the 2015 election campaigns, ending insurgency was APC's major promise to Nigerians.
The APCC government will make sure that Boko Haram, within a few months, will be a thing of the past.
As he gets inaugurated, President Buhari, in his inaugural speech, perhaps did not want to leave any doubt as to how hard he wants to go in quelling the insurgent attacks. It sounded a strong signal.
The command center will be relocated to Maiduguri.
The president in the early days made trips to neighboring countries, Niger, Chad, for consultations. The leaders of those countries too visited Nigeria, and at the end of the day, the Lake Chad Basin Commission meeting held, and a resolve for a stronger collective regional action agreed. The president ordered the release of over 4 billion naira for the activities of the multinational joint task force, and the U.S. government waded in, committing a donation of $5 million. As these efforts were going on, the insurgents were not resting. They were busy unleashing terror majorly on different parts of Borno and Yobe states. On the president's first day in office, shortly after his inauguration, a twin explosion rocked a Borno village with about half of a dozen people reportedly killed. The following day, the insurgents continued. This time around, a suicide bomber attacking the mosque in Maiduguri during the afternoon prayer session. About 2 scores lost their lives there. First week, and largely the second week of President Buhari's assumption of office, the Sect's dastardly act continued. In fact, the month of June was a sad one, as several people were killed. More troubling deaths and figures recorded towards the end of the month of June. About 70 people were killed in 2 attacks on the 23rd and 24th of the month, one at a market in Yobe State and the other in a Borno village. It is said that about 600 people may have been killed since May 29 by Boko Haram insurgents. It is disturbing that the past week has been a bloody one, from the church attack in Portiscombe to Zambari village raid and the mosque attack in Mogunu, killing about 50 people, and the mother of it all, the senseless Kukawa attack, where about 100 people were killed in the village near Lake Chad. The latest of all being the several attacks in the space of 2 days in 3 different cities and states. 2 just bomb attacks at a restaurant and a mosque. Another 40 people or more sent to their early graves. And an evil act by a female suicide bomber at a mosque in Kano. And the latest in Zaria in Kaduna State, where a bomb ripped through a government lodge. Again, over 2 dozens of people killed, with many more severely injured.
The openness of our borders, and they need to secure those borders. Now, there were others who argued that no, we need a small army, but highly mobile, with Air Force, another kind of thing, and heavy equipment. Well, I lost the argument. But now, you could see that even with all the Air Force that you have in the world, the kind of challenges you face in the Northeast meant you needed a large army.
The attacks have been strongly condemned by the government. The many moves to halt the killings will definitely gladden the hearts of many Nigerians who are waiting to see just how the president will fight insurgency to his knees. Seun Wakimbale, Channels Television News.
Staying with security matters now, following intelligence reports, the Inspector General of Police, Solomon Arase, has directed the commencement of special stop and search on roads and highways nationwide, with emphasis on roads in and out of major cities and towns. Well, this is according to the police public relations officer, Mr. Emmanuel Ojukwu, and it's equal to intelligence reports indicating movement of criminal elements across the country. He asked Nigerians to bear with the Nigerian police during the security operation, which is a temporary measure put in place to address the situation. He, however, adds that the special security measure is in no way a return of roadblocks, and any unprofessional conduct by officers and men of the Nigerian police should be reported to the police authorities. In part 2, after the break, freedom for 182 persons suspected to be members of Boko Haram. That's in a moment. Stay with us.